Hashem, K-Vav-K, resides in my Nikud high point. It's what I call the Nikud high. Nikud high. That's like the Hara point or the Tantien. It's the center of my gut. This is the furthest point removed from God. This is his Yehida, his Atzmutz. His Yehida is there, and inside the Yehida is his Atzmutz. This is far from the external, where he had the Zimzum. The Kav comes in, and the Nikud high is the furthest point removed from that circle, from the Kav. And that's the center of my body. So my most innermost point, my closest to myself point, is God's furthest point. And this is the beautiful Hipuk opposites here. That is actually what would be my nefesh, the real gut, the real sense of self in the gut, most animalistic spot where the food goes, you see, into the belly button, down there where the water goes into and comes out of the bris area. That's the deepest part of man. And it's the deepest part of God, because everything revolves around food and water. What are you, like 90% water? Everything revolves around food and water. And that's why the grace after meals is such a big deal. And why it revolves around lachem, bread. Because what's the gematria of bread? 78. And that's the gematria of mazla. So the great secret in life is lachem, bread. And that every time you eat bread, you enter into the mazla area where things can change, where you can activate things due to the bread because of the mazla area. It permits you to do activities that you've never done before. So the furthest point is that stomach. That's the furthest point from the world. If you were like circles, I mean, feet would be further, but if you're circles, then the belly is the hara, the core. What I call Johnny Appleseed's core. What I call now the Nikud high. High is life. Everybody knows high, 18. But Nikud is a beautiful gematria for me because it's Nun, 50, Kaf, 100. Well, no, excuse me, not Kaf, Kuf, the one that goes down. It's 100. Vav, 6, Dalet, 10. That's 160. And that's the same gematria as Zelem. Kayan, Zelem, and the letter Mem, when you spell it out, is 80, but if you continue spelling out what it is, that means it would be 2 mems In full, that's another 160. That's 160. So it's a double letter mem, which is the zelem, which is also the eitz, which I did in the previous videos here. Eitz, the tree. So the nakud has this link to the zelem, to the eitz, to kayin. And this is the furthest part removed from God that resides in your belly. It resides in your belly. So you don't have to travel far to find God's Yehida. You have to travel far internally to find God's Yehida, because it's the furthest most point inside you. It's found inside your body. To find your Nehida, because that God's Yehida is your nefesh, you see. Now, to find your Nehida, you have to travel far. You have to take a trip to Timbuktu, out of your environment. Lech Lecha, get away. Get away from everything and everybody. And that's what God did when He got into you. It's the innermost core. You don't have to travel anywhere. You're sitting with it right there. When you're at the table, you're eating in it. You're eating for it. You're in that Masla area. Masla can also be with the letter Mem. Masla is 78 plus 4 is 82. The letter Mem is spelt out as Mem. Plus 2, it's 82. So the letter Mem in itself is equal to the Masla area. Mem is water. These are the waters that are put on your hands before, during, and after the meal. So beautiful. This Masla area can be accessed anytime you eat a piece of bread. So simple. And it's evident in the daily life of a Jewish person. But it's not focused in that way. They kind of keep you from it. And when are you going to find it yourself? It's like any other structure. There's people keeping you from it. You know, they're institutionalized to keep you within the society. What can I say? You know, as well as I do. Don't they have a song like this coming up? You know better than me. You know for yourself. I can't tell you for you. You know that they've kept you from it. They keep everybody from it. So I can safely say they've kept you from it. The only thing I'm trying to do is to save you what I call years of time. Remember, I'm old. I'm on the way out. My whole family died. Father, mother, brother. I'm on the way out. So if I could save you 40 years, that's my bracha to you. If I can save you time, tick-tock, that's my bracha. I'm not going to give you information. I'm just going to tell you to find it yourself. Do it yourself. Realize they're holding you back from it. Figure out why they're holding you back from it. What would it mean for the society if you found it? Would you have joy? Do they want you to have joy, or only joy in certain little times? Permissible oneg Shabbat. But what happens if you realize that this was Olam Haba? Or that you never left Gan Eden? And that the very far is really the very near. And that the very near is really the very far. And that there are 5 spirals that you're doing in your body. You see? And that your sphere can reach out to the furthest realms. That's from you. And it can come to the most internal aspects. And that's from Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Reach out. Pull in. Breathe out. Breathe in. You're doing this each time you're doing it. I didn't use my nose then. But I got this through my nose. Expansion and contraction. If you don't find all this within you, you're not going to find it. You're all smart. You went to school. You all had to sit there just like I did and listen. And parrot the answers back. Bop, 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 bop. Columbus discovered America in 1492. Bop, 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 bop. What can I say? I've said it all.